had my oldest son when I was only 16 years old, and during my pregnancy, his dad was actually killed. So, as you can imagine, it was very difficult going through loss, and grieving and navigating the waters of being a teen mom. Just extremely difficult, extremely traumatic to say the least. And but I will never forget my first Mother's Day. And I was not a Christian then, but I remember I was wearing this light pink silk hat and this floral dress. It was just a hot mess. I was a mess. But anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go push my son in the stroller and enjoy my first Mother's Day. And I wrote him a letter, actually, which he has now, and he keeps with all his special stuff. So I know it really means a lot to him. But anyway, I was not a Christian then. And I remember walking down the street and this guy being on the corner talking about the gospel, just sharing the gospel with whoever walked by. And I'll never forget him putting this little red cloth into the palm of my hand and pressing it in and saying, "Remember, Jesus died for you." I've heard that before lots of times. It didn't change me. It didn't do anything, but I remember holding on to that cloth like it was life. And I left it on my dresser. And anytime my mom would go in my room and clean, because she still did. And if it fell or whatever or was missing, I'd be like, "Mom, where's that cloth at? Where's that cloth?" So something in me knew. And I've even written poems about Jesus. It was something inside of me, that just knew he was real. And I had a family member ask me once, how is it that you were not raised in a Christian home and you became a Christian and all that? She's like, it's just so baffling to me because she was raised in a Christian home. And I said, the only way I can describe it, I was adopted, so I want to give you that context real quick. But I told her the only way that I can describe it is like you're being dropped off at school on your first day and you have a parent there like peeking in the window, and you kind of see them, you feel their presence, they're near, you're still kind of like nervous, but you just feel the security and stability of that parent, and they're there, and that they love you, and that they know you. And I said, I've always felt like God was that parent. He was just there. His presence was there, and I could bring up verses and talk about being an orphan and all that. But I've always loved him. And even when I got the news that my son's dad was killed, or I was waiting to find out actually, I was like, God, I know that I can't tell you not to take him. I pray that, and I didn't really pray at all at this time in my life, but something in me had reverence. I still knew, like, who am I to tell you what to do, Lord? And so anyway, that's kind of a little bit of random rumbling and mumbling there. Rambling. I can't think straight today, but I hope it blessed you and encouraged you. And if you want to hear more about my life and my story, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.